That was just another regular day for the former president, President Trump. There was some boxes getting moved there from a bunch of cars to an airplane. Again, this is the ongoing saga that is going on with him and his classified documents, which he thinks are his classified documents. But that video was actually taken in May of 2021. There's so much to this story and what people have seen and what people are potentially speculating has happened. So that plane, as he was boarding with those boxes and those bags, was headed to Bedminster, New Jersey. Again, May of 2021. And those boxes look very familiar and similar to others that we've seen. Let's go into some details of what was possibly going on, what's been reported here. Former President Donald Trump can be seen, as you saw here, boarding a plane along with a parade of groaningly heavy boxes in a resurfaced video that was taken 3 days. There's lots of details here. 3 days after the federal government contacted him about missing documents. So this Washington Post timeline illustrated how the timing of this trip actually matched up with what they were asking for. So on May 6th, the National Archives and Records Administration contacted Trump and his team to say that some high-profile presidential documents appear to be missing. We know things are very chaotic, as they always are in the course of a one-term transition, is what Gary Stern, the agency's chief counsel, wrote to Trump lawyers. But it's absolutely necessary that we obtain and account for all presidential records. May 6th of 2021, you guys. So over the next several months, archives officials repeatedly asked him for missing records, and Trump resists returning them so long ago. Here's that Daily Mail article that talked about what they saw as that video that they posted there from May 9th of that year. Donald Trump was on Sunday pictured jetting off to spend summer in New Jersey after earlier celebrating Mother's Day at Mar-a-Lago by enjoying a final Florida brunch with his son Barron and his wife Melania. Sources told Daily Trump that he has moved his political and fundraising base to Bedminster. This is all important because, again, what's in those boxes that he's moving to this new location? The move north helps Trump escape the coming summer Florida heat and puts the former president close to New York's financial center and within helicopter distance of glitzy parties where billionaires rub shoulders during the Hamptons every summer. Now, stop there. The point I want to try to make in showing these points from this article from the Daily Mail from May of 21 is that they had no idea what they were or necessarily what they were reporting that they captured in those potential boxes, because this is, again, before this whole thing blew up with the search warrant and the classified material that we did see. So let's jump down to the former FBI official Peter Strzok when he saw what was going on here, and he tweeted this out over the weekend. He said, "You better check Bedminster." On May 6th, NARA emails, as we pointed out there, they emailed Trump to say material is missing and it may be at Mar-a-Lago. And on May 9th, Trump gets on a private jet from Palm Beach to Bedminster. And on video, several boxes are seen loaded onto this plane. His next tweet, he says, "The type and brand of box, does this look familiar here?" Let's look at those pictures that he put up there, because this is, first of all, that the picture that the FBI took that's been posted from a couple weeks ago that everyone's losing their minds over. Those types of boxes look very similar to those boxes that are being carried from those cars to that plane. And lastly, Jessica, also back in that time, Strzok also talked about the possibility of foreign intelligence communities looking to maybe get to some of those information and the places they might want to look. Watch this.
Spies to try to get to top secret information as it was held at Mar-a-Lago, especially with that very tight, cozy connection that the Russians have had through Putin with Donald Trump.
Yeah, absolutely, the Russians, but not just the Russians, any competent foreign intelligence service, whether that's those belonging to China, those belonging to Iran, to Cuba, certainly including Russia, are all both were interested and are interested in gaining access to Mar-a-Lago. What's especially concerning right now is some of the information that's coming out about the absolute lack of any sort of control or memorialization of who had access to Mar-a-Lago at any given time. At the end of the day, the biggest question, the worst scenario, is that some of this classified information fell into the hands of a foreign intelligence service.
Burbank, am I losing my mind? Is this pure over speculation and concern about something that's probably nothing? It was just his lunch, maybe a couple of extra bags, things he wanted to keep.
Nah, the documents were in those boxes for sure, JR. There's no chance they weren't. I really want to know who took this video. Someone just working at the airport that was like, something's going on there, but didn't really know that it was classified documents that Trump should not have. And it kind of begs the question that as soon as he knew they were on his trail, did he just start bringing them everywhere with him? Like, just me and my 4 boxes of classified information, like it's a child with a pet rock. It's just Trump and people bringing them everywhere with him. It also shows how weak the FBI has been in investigating this, because they called him, they let him know, hey, we heard you might have some classified documents. Do you? What was that conversation like? And then he's able to transport them on a plane after we know the FBI was aware he had them. And, he could sell them to the Saudis as well. They have a close relationship, the Trumps, with the Saudi royal family. And we know the Saudis aren't getting along particularly well with members of the Biden administration. So that's a huge national security threat. We just had 9/11. We were just talking about the consequences of the U.S. acting irresponsibly abroad, earning us a lot of enemies. There are a ton of people who would love to see what are in those documents. We know that there's a good chance there's nuclear information in those documents. And so copy machines are a technology Trump, I'm sure, has access to. We have no idea if he still has all of these classified documents and could easily sell them, even with the FBI obtaining them. We know some of those folders were empty, but he could have copies of all of the ones that they've taken as well. And it's just sad that the FBI has gone out of its way to murder and participate in the elaborate assassination of Black movement leaders and bomb civilians. Thinking back to MOVE in 1985 in West Philadelphia. Why are they not going after Trump harder? It's very clear who they serve.
This is what I'm trying to figure out. And also, at this point, if it's too late, as I was pointing out, Peter Strzok said, check out Bedminster. Now? No, that was May of 21. But I guess then the only hope left is we didn't know the degree to which they were about to set up this search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe we missed something else that they're also been doing and figured out as well. That's the only hope that I think that's left. But especially as the heat gets a little hotter on him, I'm not sure what else his next moves may be to try and avoid any kind of accountability, because that's obviously his number one issue here.